Yo, what's up, guys? UFC 325 just wrapped up. Once again, Alexander Volkanovski defends his featherweight belt, pretty much wrapping up the featherweight GOAT conversation. There were some solid fights on the cards, a ton of finishes, a tiny bit of controversy too. Overall, pretty solid card, but let's get straight into it with the road to the UFC. I'm just going to wrap this up. I didn't make predictions on this. First fight, Lawrence Liu wins a split decision. Solid win. Welcome to the UFC. Next up, Nakamura has a clutch finish. Was down two rounds to 0 on every single judge's scorecard. Gets a knockout late round 3. Solid Nakamura. Welcome to the UFC. Last but certainly not least, Dom Marfan at a B wins a 30-27. Looked great. Maybe we get to see that Quill and Salkill trilogy in the future. On to my predictions. First fight of the night, we got Con Ofli versus Yiza. I went for Con Ofli second round submission. It ended up being Con Ofli decision. And boys, I can't lie. I thought that pick was dead in the water. I had Yiza. I can't lie. I'll take it. I will take it, but I really think Yiza won that fight for sure. Questionable scorecard to say the least. Con Ofli, I don't think did enough in that third round, and not a single judge gave round 1 or 3 to Yiza. Is it a blatant robbery? Honestly, I kind of think it is. I think that was Yiza all day long. Even the first round was up for debate. We've seen a lot of these worst scorecards of all time have come from Australian judges. I don't know what it is with them. Obviously, they go for the Aussies. Yeah, unlucky for Yiza. First round was all Ofli. Landed some good shots. Actually kind of dropped Yiza. Was getting the takedowns going. I don't think he landed one, but he had some wrestling from a reversal. Late, though, with 25 to 35 seconds left, Yiza starts getting momentum. He's landing big shots on Ofli, hurts him, stuns him bad with a couple, and honestly kind of borderline takes that round. I still gave it to Ofli, but I don't hate one of the judges giving him round 1 whatsoever. We get to the second, and this is all Yiza. Borderline 10-8, drops Ofli bad. I thought the fight was going to be stopped for sure. Yiza is just putting belt to ass on Ofli. Ofli looks like he's given up. The chin is completely gone. He can't deal with the power of Yiza. He's not landing takedowns. All Yiza. Goes to the third round, and Yiza somewhat slows down, but still, Ofli lands a couple decent shots, but Yiza still landed with more volume. He gets 2 takedowns, too, and gets almost like 50 seconds to a minute of control time, and every single judge gave the round to Ofli. I couldn't believe it when I heard it. I thought when I heard one of the judges gave it a draw, I assumed it would just be a draw. I was thinking there's no way no one gave this to Yiza, but they did. Yiza gets robbed, brutal, but the streak stays alive. We're 12-0 on the year. Let's keep it going, boys. With the next fights, opening up the prelims, we got Jonathan Mikhailov versus Oban Elliott. I went for Jonathan Mikhailov decision. It ended up being Jonathan Mikhailov second round submission. And this pick was not looking good either. I was confident on this one, but did Oban look sharp. He was piecing him up in the first round. Jonathan Mikhailov's defense was not there. He shot in a couple times, got nowhere close to the takedown, started the round off horribly, got bum rushed by Oban, kind of panic shot. Oban ends up taking him down. Oban just had his timing. He had his number in this whole fight. Such accurate striking. Cut him bad in the first round in multiple places too. It was really just looking like the perfect bounce back performance from Oban. Then in the second, once again, Oban is piecing him up. And this crazy 7-punch combination. The hooks were just on the money, hurting him so bad. He gets up against the cage and starts kind of clinching with Oban. He actually clinches with Mikhailov. Oban initiates it. Mikhailov kind of turns the position around, gets a takedown mid-octagon, works his way to the back, puts the submission in. Oban fights it so well, and eventually he doesn't even tap. He goes to sleep. Beautiful comeback win for Jonathan Mikhailov. I can't lie, the striking defense is concerning. Very concerning. The game plan was not great at all. He wasn't really able to get those kicks going. And Oban looked great. It's so tough because now he's 3-2 in the UFC. It was a winnable fight too, so this is a tough one to lose for Oban. But yeah, you're supposed to be this dominant wrestler, and you're getting controlled for 12 minutes in one fight, and then you get submitted after dominating the guy and getting taken down once, and you get submitted within the minute of getting taken down. I don't know what to say. It's looking bleak for Oban. Jonathan Mikhailov, though, good win. Next fight, we got Jacob Malkoun versus Torres Finney. If you remember, I went for a hesitant Jacob Malkoun decision, but this was a dominant Jacob Malkoun decision. Right on the money with that one. Yeah, Jacob Malkoun was just 10 steps ahead of Finney this whole time. Finney could not get those takedowns at all. He actually only shot once, nowhere close to landing it. Malkoun started it on the feet too. He didn't even go to the takedown, was just piecing him up so much faster. Striking was so much more high level than Finney. Finney's striking looked amateur, to be honest. And Malkoun looked that UFC quality level. Perez actually did land a big shot on Malkoun that kind of stunned him. But yeah, Malkoun, honestly, probably should have got the finish. He kind of did look like he was gassing and he went for the takedown a lot. The country was getting on his ass a ton about not finishing the fight. Honestly, he should get a finish in that fight. Torres Finney was looking to get finished. It also looked like he kind of pulled his calf or something in the first round, which kind of stopped his mobility. The fucking guy's got no mobility in the first place, so recipe for disaster there. Malkoun looked sharp, though. It was nice to see him back after being out for like a good 21 months. But yeah, really solid performance. Also, one of them is lying about their height because there is no way. If Jacob Malkoun is actually 5'9", Torres Finney's like 5'6", because he was a good 3 inches shorter. I think he's probably like maybe 5'8" or so, maybe even 5'7", and Malkoun's probably like a good 5'10". But yeah, the height difference was noticeable in this fight. Torres Finney, honestly, just kind of looks like a guy who's going to dominate these lower level middleweights or kind of win one, lose ones. But when he fights like anyone just with decent takedown defense, competent striking, like he's going to get outclassed. He was not that good. It was a very unimpressive performance from Torres Finney. I was actually very hesitant to pick Malkoun, and I was honestly kind of regretting it. But fuck, he proved him wrong. Malkoun, great performance. Move on to the next one. We got Cam Rouston versus Cody Brundage. I went for Cam Rouston knockout in the first round. It ended up being Cam Rouston knockout in the second round. So guys, this is 15 in a row. We are 15-0 in 2026. The picks are on fire. I got the Paramount gene. What can I say? I'm locked in. I needed them to get rid of pay-per-views, get to my full potential. Like when I was on crack streams, I was feeling guilty. It wasn't sitting right. But now that I got this peace of mind, it is all going to prediction knowledge. But yeah, Rouston, great performance. Brundage was actually looking decent. Like you look at him and he does have all the kind of necessary tools to be a good UFC fighter. He's got solid wrestling, he's got quick hands, and he has power. Like, that's all you really need to be a solid, unranked dude, you know? In this fight, he was doing these, like, kind of DDP-type blitz-ins where he'd be up against the cage, and he'd start with a jab, and then he'd throw a couple hooks, and they were landing on Rouston. He hurt Rouston a lot. Like, honestly, there are points where he really stunned him. And when we started getting into the nitty-gritty, he just stopped moving. There was no circling out. There was no footwork. There was no moving his head. He was just pretty much waiting for Rouston, hoping to land a lucky counter. And in the second round, he pretty much just totally gave up. It's a shame, too, because the guy's decent. He could make a run. Conditioning, well, when I say run, I mean he could be a decent unranked guy. You know, he could win maybe 2 or 3 in a row against unranked dudes. Yeah, his conditioning's not there, too. He doesn't have the best gas tank, which is a problem. Honestly, he probably could cut down to welterweight. Like, he's not the biggest middleweight in the world, but I get for his strength and his wrestling, it works. Yeah, a bit frustrating on his end. Cam Rouston, on the other hand, I thought that was a pretty professional performance. It's tough being the taller dude. You have one guy who's just not coming forward, because usually what you're supposed to do is they're supposed to come to you, and you're supposed to keep them at that range moving backwards with teeps, jabs, and that's why it's supposed to be so much more of a damning shot, because their necks are really getting snapping backwards because they're moving forward, trying to get their offense going. They're just constantly being shot back, but Brundage wasn't really doing that. He was just hanging by the cage, not really engaging, making Rouston start everything. And Rouston did it well. I thought he was getting a bit too close to Brundage early in the fight. He was kind of using some knees well, but close is not where his offense is going to be started. He's not going to be ripping to the body with hooks, then bringing it upstairs with an uppercut. Like, nah, his is rangy weapons, you know? The kicks, the straight behind the jab, like, it's all going to be there. But Rouston, still impressive performance, managed to get him out of there. I don't know what's next for him. He's a decent fighter. I wonder how far he can go. I think he definitely has maybe potentially top 15 kind of quality, but I still want to see some improvements. So the power's there too, which I don't mind at all. But I mean, typically when you start your UFC career off with 2 knockouts against kind of decent guys, you know, Petrosky, Brundage, maybe not the highest quality, but veterans, like guys who've been in the UFC for a long time and fought a lot of different opponents. 2 who definitely have the quit in them, so you gotta probably take this with a pinch of salt. But Rouston, Great way to start off your UFC career. Next fight, the one headlining the prelims, we got Junior Tafa versus Billy Alakena. I went for Junior... No, I did not go for Junior fucking Tafa. I went Billy Alakena submission in the first round. It ended up being Billy Alakena submission in the second round. So perfect for the prelims. Fucking quality. Junior Tafa. Dog, where do I start with you? You know why? Like, I'm not even mad. I'm disappointed. Junior Tafa, I would not give a shit if you were just some random bum, you know? But he's got skill. Who does actually have decent hands. In that first round, he hits Billy with a thunder cunt of a shot. Drops him so bad. Herb Dean goes to stop it. And I thought it was done too. Like, Billy Alakena looks out. He grabs a single leg, works his way back up. Tafa is just laying into him. Billy Alakena cannot get anywhere close to him on the feet. Junior Tafa is hurting him with multiple shots. Clear power advantage, clear speed advantage. He's even got the head movement going. He's even defending takedowns. He shot 3 takedowns in the first round, none of them even close to landing. I'm thinking, like, fuck, the guy who's going to stop the streak is Junior Tafa. Junior Tafa, of all people, is going to stop the streak. But at the same time, I was thinking, I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of happy. He's finally living up to his potential. Easily the best Junior Tafa has ever looked. And in the second round, not as bad. Still landing big shots. He's getting the combinations off. Starting to slow down a tad. And then Billy Alakena hits him with a nice 1-2 right on the chin of Tafa. He kind of backs up. Not wobbled, but stunned for sure. And then Billy Alakena takes him down, and it's fucking over. Works his way to the back, rear naked choke, taps immediately. Dog, what are we supposed to do? What are we doing here? How do you look so good in the fight? Like, what are you training for? Genuinely, how can you be this bad on the ground? Because you are decent at defending the takedown. In this fight, it was not easy to take you down. It was difficult to take you down. You looked amazing on the feet. Like, he's got good striking. Got a ton of power. How is that not good enough to win you at least one UFC fight? I know he has wins before. How can you not get one win off? How is your jiu-jitsu that poor that you just get submitted every single time, no matter what? Like, it's sad. I can't lie, it's sad. Likely his UFC career is done. Billy Alakena, solid win. Not too impressive, though. I mean, if you're getting pieced up by Junior Tafa on the feet. But is that disrespectful? Is that bad? Because Junior, I thought he looked good. I genuinely thought he looked good. I thought he had a great fight. Thought he was cruising to the win. I'm like, fuck, I see why the odds weren't that crazy for Billy Alakena. Junior's looking great, but I don't know. I don't know if we can get any worse than Tuco Tucos, you know? Is there any worse light heavyweights from the fight? Maybe he fights Rafael Caquera. He gets signed back. Who knows? But disappointing for Junior. Billy, solid win. And he dedicated the performance to his late mother. So that was pretty beautiful. All right, on to the main card. We got Quillan Salkild versus Jamie Mullarkey. I went for Quillan Salkild, first round submission. It was a Quillan Salkild first round submission. I told you boys, watch out for the submission. We are on a 17 streak pick now. We're 17 for 17 so far. Can we go perfect? 2 pay-per-views in a row. Spoiler, I don't, but I'll get to that in a second. Quillan starts the round off well, shoots a takedown immediately. Jamie stuffs it too, and Jamie's like, fuck, I'm about this now. He actually gets a takedown on Quillan Salkild. Quillan works back up to his feet. He's so athletic, very nimble on the ground. Scrambles well, gets back up. They start striking a bit. Jamie's kind of landing some decent shots. Quillan goes in for another takedown. Eventually gets it. Goes to the rear naked choke. Jamie taps pretty quickly. The throw Quillan Salkild lands on Jamie Mullarkey was fucking nice. It's called an Iranian throw. Slams Jamie Mullarkey on the ground, and honestly, I think it was like 30 or 40 seconds, works to his back. It's a submission. Quillan Salkild's coming to star, boys. Like, everyone loves him. I love him. I think he's a great fighter. I love how well-rounded he is. He's good on the mic, too. He's entertaining. And I would not be surprised if he gets it. I think the UFC like him. He's been on a ton of pay-per-views already. He's entertaining. He's always looking to finish the fight. It's high action on the ground. He's always putting in work too. He has nasty ground and pound. Good striking. Fights at an insane pace. High volume. A ton of pressure. One of the most annoying people to fight against. And yeah, Quillan Salkild looks fucking quality, boys. Like, this guy, I think he's going to go right to the top. Like, there's not too many guys like really on the cusp of lightweight who are looking like guys who are going to be fighting for a title one day. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, But Quillen is looking like he's got a lot of good qualities. He's got to work on the striking defense, and I wouldn't mind the takedowns coming a bit quicker, Sometimes they're a bit labored. He's not the fastest with that shot, and I get that that's mostly genetics. It's more of a, you kind of have it or you don't. But yeah, solid performance, Quillen Salkild. Great way to start off the card. Next fight. Holy fuck, boys. We got to have a talk about heavyweight. I'm proposing this. Let's change heavyweight to 3-minute rounds, because holy fuck, it is brutal. These guys are just fat fucking slobs. Tai Tuivasa versus Talison Teixeira. I went Talison Teixeira knockout in the first round. It ended up being a Talison Teixeira decision. So the streak moves on. 18 in a row. If you want to retire your family, follow these picks, because they are fucking on fire right now. This fight was fucking dog shit. These two were so low level. No cardio, no gas tank, no heart. The pictures I'm showing you, both these guys have their hands on their hips with 2 minutes to go in the third round. Have we ever seen a fight where both fighters quit? They both quit in the third round. It's honestly comical. Like, these guys are so shit. Tai Tuivasa nearly fought for a fucking belt. This guy dropped Cyril Gane bad. He was on a 5-fight win streak. Almost don't want to break down this fight. It was so bad, but it was the wrestling too. Teixeira, it wasn't even like Teixeira was piecing him up on the feet. It was the fucking wrestling. I bum rushes him. And by the way, the bum rush, that's the way to beat Talison Teixeira. This guy does not like getting backed up against the cage. He just panics, kind of ducks his head, not really like intelligent defense whatsoever. After they exchanged a couple big shots, Talison takes him down pretty early into the round, and Tai Tuivasa actually ends up getting back to his feet with like a minute left, but isn't able to do enough to swing the round. Second round, Talison Teixeira is already pretty much tired, and then Tai Tuivasa just decides to aura farm in front of him, hands down, eats like 3 big shots, and Talison just goes, oh yeah, this is a pretty good chance to get a single leg, gets a single leg, takes him down, and Tai actually does well to defend it. And then Talison adjusts, and he just goes back down. And at one point, his corner is screaming, underhook Tai. And he does the underhook, and then nearly reverses the position. Once again, Talison adjusts, and then Tai's just like, I'm just going to lay on my big fat ass again. And it's crazy how fat this guy is. Like, it's almost disgusting. Seeing him just lying down there, like, blobbed out on his back, huffing and puffing. And Talison is hitting him with these tiny shots, but it's really nothing. Yeah, he goes up 2-0. And then we get to the third, and Talison is fucking gas. So is Tai. And Talison is not defending at all. He's basically just walking away, hands by his hips, just trying to survive. And Tai sees this. Everyone sees this. And he's starting to kind of hurt him. And then Talison shoots a takedown. It doesn't land. They kind of both get on the ground, and Tai just stays there. Tai's got the dominant position, but instead of going for a submission, doing any kind of damage, he just lies there and catches his breath. And the commentary, his corner, all his coaches are begging and pleading for him just to stand up. And honest to God, he probably could have hit Talison Teixeira with 4 punches. He would have crumbled and won the fight. Get back to their feet, and Tai is just holding him up against the cage. He even stuffs a takedown, and instead of getting back up, he just lies on Talison Teixeira. He's literally just lying on his back in a north-south position and just not getting up, just sitting there because he's so tired. Mind you, boys, Tai Tuivasa is fighting for his career. He's going to get cut. His livelihood is over. Like, guys, people don't realize. They think he's an old fuck. This guy's 32. Like, Tai Tuivasa, your main source of income is gone. If you lose this fight, you need to get up and land 10 more punches. You need to throw 10 punches to save your entire career. And he couldn't do it. And he just was not bothered to do it because the guy was too tired. It's honestly sad to see him lose. And it's sad when the fight ended, both of them just blobbed out, exhausted. And it looks like he doesn't even give a fuck. Like, I don't know if he makes money somewhere else. But guys, come on. This has to be the end. Like, it's looking bad on the UFC now. That someone this low level is still ranked. The guy's ranked fucking 12th. This was a ranked matchup. Insane. Talison looked like shit. I can't lie. No striking defense. Power had some kicks, but that was hardly it. Didn't really crack Tuivasa at all. And Tuivasa's chin has been touched so many times, and you're not even able to touch the chin. You got to win by taking them down and wet blanket in the brother. Like, that's what we doing? Marcin Tybura got him out of there in 1 round. Alison Teixeira has been doing jiu-jitsu since he was 8 years old and could not get him out of there. It was a horrible fucking fight. So low level. It was honestly so bad to the point where it actually was entertaining. But yeah, let's move on to the next fight. We got Fiziev versus Rufi. I went for Rafael Fiziev decision. And the streak is over, boys. The streak is over. It was so good while it lasted. I loved it. I lived the dream. Wouldn't have it any other way. But Mauricio Rufi gets a knockout in the second round. Beautiful performance from Rufi. I thought the commentary was so biased towards Fiziev. Fiziev could not land anything on Rufi. Rufi had the timing, and he was on the back foot a lot, but he was landing so many clean shots. The jab was just on fire. He couldn't miss. He was kind of causing like big swelling under the eyes of Fiziev in the first round. And all the commentary was talking about how Fiziev was looking so good, how he was backing him up the whole time, how he's landing these like calf kicks. Like, fuck, they did not shut up about the calf kicks. It was doing nothing. He would land a calf kick, land another calf kick, and then Rufi would hit him with a fucking huge shot right down the middle. Fiziev wouldn't react, wouldn't come close to landing any of his like powerful trademark hooks to the body, then bring it up top. Like, he was doing none of that. Rufi was shutting it all down. And honestly, I kind of like the whole Rufi nonchalant aura, you know, like just total locked in. And he looked locked in this whole thing. Like, he wasn't playing into any of Fiziev's taunting. Like, whole Fiziev's like, I'm a son of Alam, son of Katan, I'm going to hit you with my feet. Like, that did not faze Rufi. It was kind of cold, kind of corny at the same time. But yeah, Rufi had the timing. The takedown wasn't there. He defended it with ease. Fiziev didn't get close. He didn't even attempt it in the second round because Rufi defended it so well. Start off the second round, and Rufi lands a beautiful spinning back kick, which lands flush on Fiziev. And at this point in the fight, Rufi is just beating him to the punch every single time. Fiziev still had some success with the body kicks, but that was pretty much it. Rufi's head movement was beautiful too. He stayed in range so well, simultaneously making Fiziev miss big with these big meaty hooks that slows him down so much. Fiziev, who's kind of famous for slowing down, obviously can't afford to be missing that big in tight against Rufi. Like, you got to be landing those shots if you're throwing that. And then, yeah, Rufi's just taking over. His speed is something else. God, he throws so quickly. Like, Fiziev obviously doesn't have the greatest defense we've ever seen in the world, but still a top guy, like a top lightweight who went toe-to-toe with Justin Gaethje, and Rufi is just miles ahead of him when it comes to flicking the jab out, sticking him with that straight, and even moving off the center line and pinging him with that hook. So nice. The finish came from the jab too. He was getting Fiziev to bite on all of his feints because of how effective that jab was. He feints the jab, comes over top with a straight, hurts Fiziev bad. Fiziev's on wobbly legs. Rufi gets him to the ground. Fiziev kind of tries to get up to survive. She did get back up to his feet, but he was just punch drunk all over the place. Rufi actually pushes him down, gets the finish. What a fucking win from Rufi. This was career defining from Rufi. Like, this is an incredible win. Like, not like, look at Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje fought this guy twice and he could not get him out of there. And you looked amazing. I thought he won the first round pretty clearly, to be honest. Yeah, it was close, but I'd definitely give that to Rufi. And then in the second, you just had him on skates the whole time. Such a good performance. I think this guy's going to cause problems for any striker in the lightweight division. Like, I'm almost thinking, what about Rufi Patty? Like, we were seeing that Patty was having trouble getting that takedown going. Maybe that's a good fight for Rufi. Maybe he can go 5 rounds. The cardio did not look like an issue too. And what a fucking career decision. You switch from the fighting nerds to train in Australia with Volkanovski. Like, you could not possibly have a better sparring partner than Alexander Volkanovski. On the commentary, they're mentioning how they do more conditioning, they do longer sessions, they focus a lot more on wrestling. And yeah, it looked like it. He looked improved. He looked massively improved. He clearly took that big jump, like especially from his last fight against Saint Denis. The power is clearly there. I apologize. The power is clearly there. I was kind of doubting it. I saw his best win with Bobby Green. I wasn't too convinced. Now I'm looking at it like the UFC got to be smart with his matchmaking because he can beat a top guy. He can 100% beat a top guy. He is top 5 quality. But if this guy fights an Arman Sarukian, even a Charles Oliveira, maybe he could knock out Charles. Oh, God. Imagine like Charles loses to Arman and they do Rufy versus Charles fight night in Brazil. Fuck, that would be insane. That would be such a fire matchup. When it's like Charles obviously has the massive takedown advantage, and in the wrestling, the jiu-jitsu, but he has that suspect chin. It's not even suspect. That is full-on guilty chin. Like, we know what's up with that chin. There's no suspecting that. And Rufy's got that power. He's got that timing, so maybe that could be interesting. I know they don't like to typically do the same country guys fighting on the same card. Like, we don't really see that. We only saw that with Jamie Malarkey and Quillen Salkid. And even that was a short notice replacement. So, yeah, maybe not too common. But, yeah, solid win from Rufy. Fiziev, I guess you're probably going down to featherweight. That is how it works, you know. You talk about moving down, moving up to a weight class. You typically wait to lose, and then you go down. So, yeah, best of luck, Fiziev. Rufy, amazing performance. Next fight, we got Dan Hooker versus Benoit Saint Denis. I went for Benoit Saint Denis decision. Ended up being Benoit Saint Denis knockout in the second round. Interesting fight. It kind of gets started early. And Benoit Saint Denis, this guy is like, I swear to God, he's complete dog shit, but still amazing at the same time. Like, this guy has finished all of his UFC wins. Honest to God, don't really understand how the brother's doing it. The takedowns are so sloppy, and he just kind of sticks his head there, and they're blatant. He telegraphs it so obviously. Dan Hooker was looking decent. Like, his takedown defense is not bad. I kind of got a question. How shit is Mateusz Gamrot? Because, like, this is back-to-back now that Dan Hooker's been taken down and really dominated on the ground. So, yeah, fuck Gamrot. You're on kind of fraud watch right now, which kind of hurts because I love Gamrot. But yeah, Dan Hooker gets taken down, able to threaten with the guillotine. Like, he's so close to locking it in so many times. He has it under the chin, but he just can't get around it. Saint Denis does do an amazing job of scrambling out. I do have to mention that. And in this fight, like, Saint Denis was just not respecting the power of Dan Hooker. He was going straight forward. Like, he does kind of own that title of Marauder, you know? Like, he does just go forward, does not focus on his defense at all, was not caught too bad during this fight, and really didn't hurt Dan Hooker too much. But this guy, like, it is just constant pressure, you know? But yeah, action-packed first round. Definitely give it to Saint Denis. In the second round, Saint Denis starts clinching up, going in with the knees, you know, kind of typical Saint Denis, kind of sloppy style. And fucking Dan Hooker, my boy Dan Hooker, this one kind of hurt. Honestly, I wouldn't mind getting this prediction wrong and having Dan Hooker, one of my favorite fighters, win. But Dan Hooker goes for a fucking takedown, a trip takedown, not even up against the cage, like moving away from the cage. And Benoit Saint Denis obviously fucking reverses it, gets on top, and then is just fucking, he just puts work in on top. He's landing huge ground and pound, nasty elbows. He works it to a submission, nearly gets him in a triangle. Honestly, that triangle was in. Dan Hooker does an amazing job not to tap, to fight out of it, but he's in full mount, and he is just raining down the elbows. Honestly, like, you probably could have called it. There were multiple times where Herb Dean could have called that fight, but you know, Herb Dean, Herb, if he dies, he dies. Dean was not doing Dan Hooker any favors there. Yeah, nasty ground and pound from Benoit Saint Denis. And honestly, in this kind of wrestling era he's been in, this is probably the most entertaining fight. Like, when I look at Prepolek, when I look at obviously we're not counting the Dariush fight because he got knocked out in the 16 seconds. But yeah, the Prepolek, the Rufy fight, like, he was not doing as much damage as he was in this fight on the feet. I mean, or on the ground. He was raining some nasty ground and pound. Elbows were getting through. Dan Hooker can do a good job defending it because his limbs are just so long. If he throws his hands up, like, not too many of them are going to get through. But then they were really getting through. And it looked like Herb Dean was kind of trying to let him get to the end of the round so we could have a third. It was such an entertaining fight on the feet, but there was no way you can let him go. He was getting pinged up. He was really getting badly hurt. Dan Hooker, I don't really know what you do with him now. Probably to a Patty fight, like, that's still a potential. I honestly could see him winning it. Like, no matter how many times Dan Hooker gets finished on the ground, I will always back that he's got good takedown defense. Like, I swear to God, like, he is like that fighter I will just never give up on. I know you can do it on the ground. I know you can beat a wrestler. Let's do Patty. Once again, Patty wasn't able to get those takedowns. There's a ton of beef there. I say let's make it a co-main of a pay-per-view. 5 rounds, though. I want it 5 rounds. I want them at a pay-per-view. It has to be. I mean, there's no way they would do Patty on a fight night. But yeah, we want a press conference. There's real beef there. They don't like each other. Patty made a fucking very dark joke about inexcusable, horrific things happening to his mother. Dan Hooker made a joke about his friend who committed suicide. Fuck, boys, we even. Y'all both had things to say. You both probably took it a bit too far. You both don't like each other. Let's have it. Let's have it. I want to see this fight. Like, this is a great fight. I think Dan Hooker would have a fighter's chance, as he kind of has in every single fight. Benoit Saint Denis, like, we could see this guy getting a title shot, He's so active. He's constantly fighting. He's by far the most active in a lightweight division, like a division that's famously inactive. He is constantly fighting. Like, since he got those 2 losses, it was almost the best thing to happen to his career. He has totally turned it around. He's fighting like every 4 months, putting in good performances every 4 months. Let's give him a big jump up, He more than deserves it. He's earned that shot again. He's on a 4-fight win streak. I want to see Saint Denis versus one of the top guys, whether it can be a Max Holloway, a Charles Oliveira. I know some people were talking about a BMF fight. He kind of fights like a BMF, even though he does kind of have a lot of haters, He's not the most liked, but still, I think he's pretty solid. Yeah, good win, Benoit Saint Denis. We move to the main event, Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez. I went for Alexander Volkanovski decision, and fucking Volk got the decision. Alexander Volkanovski retains the featherweight strap, dominating Diego Lopez. I didn't think it was that close. I heard some people are saying, like, biased scorecards, judges were in the Aussies' favor. I don't think that's fucking true at all. I think he clearly beat Diego Lopez here. And I'm going to quickly talk about Diego Lopez first. Frustrating, frustrating. Like, you look at Diego Lopez, he was not even going to get a title shot in the first place. The only reason he gets that title shot is because Ilya decides to vacate. It opens up. He gets gifted the title shot, and he doesn't do too much with it. It was kind of a frustrating fight again. He was looking for the knockout blow. He really wasn't, like, executing any game plan, and it was just more of the same in this fight. He was waiting on Volkanovski far too often, and the wrestling, he would only wrestle after Volk went in or kind of randomly. Dog, you should have shot the first takedown in this fight. You showed you had the advantage in the wrestling. His takedown defense, I gotta say, one positive thing, his takedown defense is almost effortlessly amazing. Like, Volk is a strong guy, and he had the perfect shot on Diego Lopez, low on the hips, fast. We all know how quick Volk is. We know how talented he is. And Diego Lopez, his reaction time, how he gets those underhooks in, it is perfection. And Volk was able to take him down twice in this fight, actually, but still. The takedown defense was great, but on the feet, it's just like, dog, do you know what your strengths are? You're so much taller than fucking Volkanovski. Use it. Use the range to your advantage. Cut off the fucking cage, too. Cut off the cage. And he landed a good uppercut early in this fight and then never threw it again. Where was the uppercut? Why were we not seeing that at all? The output, too. Like, Diego Lopez is kind of on fraud watch. Like, he does not have good output. Like, he kind of has low output. He does take some rounds off and take moments off in the fight to kind of compose himself. Obviously, when you're in front of Volk and he's switching stances just effortlessly and perfectly, and he's cutting off the range and he's showing you different looks, it is quite difficult to really stay focused on your striking, but it was just more or less of the same. Like, we pretty much just saw the same fight. Diego Lopez, he's probably down 2-0. In the first round, he ends up getting a takedown late, but with like 30 seconds, so not enough to swing it. Second round, it was probably his best round of the fight, I'd say, actually. But in every single round, he's down on the numbers, and Volk is landing the bigger shots, which he shouldn't be. Volk does not have more power than Diego Lopez, but Diego Lopez just does not have the accuracy and coordination to land consistently on Volk. Like, Volk will land 2 or 3 big shots every single round. Diego Lopez honestly probably landed 0 or 1. And in the third, with about 30 seconds left, he drops him bad. He actually drops him with a check hook which would be the last thing I'd expect him to drop him with. And Volk falls down bad. Like it stunned, it honestly kind of not puts Volk out, but shuts his lights off for a second, drops to the canvas quick, pops right back up immediately. And then Lopez is not throwing. Like, dog, did you not just see you dropped him? You dropped him. You just dropped Volkanovski. What you had to do, the whole game plan, is to get a knockout. You dropped him. And I didn't even pick Diego Lopez, but I do like the guy. And I'm a bigger Volk fan, but it's still just frustrating to see a guy waste his potential like that, waste his shot. Like, you've been gifted another title shot, and you're not doing anything with it. But yeah, he drops him, and fucking hardly throws. It's like, yeah, Volkanovski got dropped, but he still clearly won the round. It's like, how can we say, yeah, Volkanovski was controlling the whole round, winning the whole round, winning 4 minutes and 30 seconds of the round, and then he gets dropped for not even half a second, like probably like 3 milliseconds he's on the ground, and that wins you a fight? Like that, or that wins you the round, sorry? Judges are just supposed to completely ignore, like that trumps absolutely everything that happened up until that point. Oh, Volk has no right to win a round in which he has been dropped in. Honestly, no UFC fighter, especially if the round has been mainly on the feet. That's the fucked part. Bro, he dropped Volk so bad, Volk didn't even know what dropped him. He was asking his corner what dropped me. They said it was a slip and lied to him, and you could tell Volk knew they were lying. Yeah, Diego Lopez just didn't do enough, and I don't know what the game plan was. It was not executed well. He didn't get the takedowns going early. He didn't really mix it up. He was kind of just following Volk around the whole time. I don't think that's how you beat Volk. I think that's how you lose to Volk. Like, you look at Islam. Islam stood his fucking base. He was countering well, and obviously Islam is a better striker, better reaction times than Diego Lopez, quicker than Diego Lopez. But he stood his base so well and did not play into Volkanovski. He let Volkanovski come to him, and he beat him. And it's funny, like, the odds were lower for this fight. It was like plus 125. But honest to God, like, that was 50 minutes. Diego Lopez, you had 50 minutes with a 37-year-old who has not had that good of a chin in his entire career, had just been brutally knocked out by Ilia Topuria, and you weren't able to knock him out. 50 minutes, nearly an hour. Like, I honestly think this fight, like, could happen 10 times. I don't know if Diego Lopez knocks him out a single time. I really don't. But yeah, let's get on to Volkanovski. Fucking just vintage Volkanovski, you know? Like, this is what he does. This is truly what he does. Like, it was just pretty much a replay of the last fight. Volkanovski is just a genius. Like, this guy's speed, his hand is ridiculous. He was so much quicker than Diego Lopez. He's never going to knock you out cold, but he does have these thumping shots that wins him rounds. He slips off the center line so well. And like they were talking about it on the commentary, he throws the delayed hook. He throws the delayed hook where Lopez isn't even expecting to get hit. And that just went through so many times. The counters were amazing. Anytime Diego Lopez would try and start some offense, like it was pretty much Volk starting everything. Like, Volk was backing up the whole time, yet in control the whole time. Tried to mix it down with the takedowns too. Try and throw something different at him. And then Lopez was saying to his corner, I got to worry about the takedowns. Like, that's exactly what Volkanovski wants. You look at Volkanovski's career, I honestly think, honest to God, I think he may be the best fighter at punching without his head being on the center line. And he used it so well against Diego Lopez because Diego Lopez inside, it had to be the uppercut. Like, you were never going to land the hooks. His limbs are almost, when he's that close inside, his limbs are almost too long to properly, like, cleanly connect on Volk's chin. Like, even on his temple. Volk was just doing it to perfection. Volk will be, like, 2 inches away from Diego Lopez throwing a massive, meaty hook and somehow be in absolutely no danger at all. It was so impressive. Volk controlled the fight so well. He picked his moments so well. The footwork is always going to be amazing. He was actually circling to his power side too, which apparently was a part of the game plan too. Like, who would have fucking thought? Volkanovski, like that he always gets better. He is such a smart fighter. Like, it's just not what you're supposed to do at all. But he did it to perfection, and I can't lie. It's just you do just gotta sit back and appreciate how good this guy is. Like it's fucking Volk, boys. Like who doesn't love a little Volk win? Was it the most entertaining fight? No, but it's Volk. It's Volk. We know he's gonna get the decision. But this is one of the greatest to ever do it. Like the guy is doing this at 37. 37 at featherweight. This is unheard of. This is unheard of at pretty much all weight classes. But for him to get chinned twice in a row and then come back after like a year out, faces the hardest hitter twice in the division and just fucking cakewalks him both times. Alexander Volkanovski, you are one of the greatest to ever do it. Without a shadow of a doubt, the featherweight GOAT. I know Ilya's got the wins over him. If you make that argument, fair, but you look what he's done. He's tied Aldo too. That was never possible. All these unks, the main thing they say is, oh yeah, they have like 13, 12 defenses. The reason everyone was so bad is because they were so good. He was beating everyone. No one could be good when the guy never loses. Like Anderson Silva, DJ, GSP, even Jones. And he's caught Aldo. That was not supposed to be possible. Yeah, what a performance. He doesn't retire either. He calls for the winner of Lerone Murphy. Movsar Evloev should have been one of them in the first place, but I can't lie. I think that would be great. I think you'd beat them both. I think you'd really beat Movsar. I think that's almost the perfect matchup for him. Lerone I'd be a bit more worried about. I think the fact Volk was shorter than Lopez almost went into his advantage. Like we saw, with all the practice with fucking Holloway, Ilia Topuria was the same height as him. He got chinned. Lerone is still a bit taller than Volk, but definitely not as tall as Diego Lopez. I could see him maybe getting chinned in that one, but let's be honest, Volkanovski is still a way more talented fighter than fucking Lerone Murphy. Lerone Murphy's going to 48-47 decision against fucking 40-year-old Josh Emmett. Volkanovski would have Josh Emmett fucking dancing for him. But yeah, amazing performance from Volkanovski. Card, not a bad one. I say like a solid 7 out of 10, maybe reaching. Like not too many big names, but there were a lot of finishes. Not too crazy of a barn burner of a fight, and the main event wasn't too good. But boys, on predictions, we did pretty well. I went 9-1. On the year now, I'm a solid 20-1, which is fucking insane. Like, that's an incredible record. 20-1. I got the fucking juice. I might get drug tested, you know. Maybe I'm on something. I don't know. It's coming to me. What can I say? The Fiziev one fucking hurts. But yeah, okay, let's get quickly to the underdog and lock of the card. Underdog of the card, I went for Rafael Fiziev, and I'm not even sure if he closed as an underdog. But still, it's when I record the video. Fiziev did not land. The underdog of the card moves to 1-1 on the year. Disappointing one. Yeah, I did not expect Rufi to be on that level. Fiziev didn't look that great. Honestly, Rufi looked classes above him. Lock of the card, there could only be one. I was really having difficulty with this before this fight got announced, but it's Quillen Salkild versus Jamie Mullarkey. This is going to be Quillen Salkild all day long. I'm super happy that I got the submission right. Like, I think that's fucking proper. Quillen did me well. But yeah, boys, what a card. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the love and support. And the channel started has honestly just been such a sweet experience. Long journey until I get to my goals, but you know what? I'm enjoying it. Thank you for watching, boys. Have a good night. Peace.